What I'd like to do is record a series of tutorials walking you through how to create an assessment. There are many assessment options through OpenClass, which means it's pretty complex. And the easiest way for me to conceive of doing this is just to go through an assessment from start to finish, giving you all the different types of questions that could be you could put in your assessments. So this particular tutorial is going to focus on just creating the assessment and getting the initial parameters set. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to go to Modify. Like when you want to add anything, go to Modify here in the menu, and I'm going to add. The menu type is an assessment, and I'm going to call this Sample Assessment, and we do want it to be gradable. I'm going to add just 50 points. I'm not really sure how many points I'm going to have. We can go back and change that later, but just as a placeholder, I'm going to put 50. Now, where do I want to put it? I am going to place this in Unit 3, Assessments, Gradable Items. Actually, I want to letter this letter D, just because I know where it comes in the sequence. And I'll hit Save. And there I see under Unit 3 where I want to be talking about assessments, gradable items, submissions. There's that sample assessment. So again, you can create it wherever you want, put it wherever you want. You can move it just like a content page, rearrange it, do whatever you need to do with it. But let me show you what happens when you click on it. And remember, this is from a teacher's perspective. Students would not see this. But once students start taking your assessment, they'll have some rudimentary statistics here about how well they're doing, the mean, the mode, highest score, lowest score, things like that. But if you really want to start creating the assessment, like anything else, you go to this Modify, and we want to manage our assessment. And it gives you a screen like this. Now for this tutorial, all I'm going to go through is some of the initial information like the schedule, the configuration, and the introductory text. The next tutorial will start creating some sections and questions. So under the schedule, you can see what your options are. When is it available? In other words, you could set it so students don't see it at the beginning of the year or a particular day when it opens up, when it is visible. I'm just going to leave it blank, but you can click on any of these. Maybe it will just change the month. I want it open from March 31st through the end of May. The review date. This is interesting. What you can do is set a review date. So your students go and take your assessment, and then on a particular date, if you wish, after everybody's taken it, they can go back in and review answers. I'm going to leave the review date open because I'm going to create an assessment that students can take over and over and over again. So the point is for them to take the assessment, look at what they're doing right or wrong, and then maybe take it again and correct their mistakes. But you can change that if you want. You can have them display the grade without the answers on the review date, or display the grade with the answers on the review date. So I'll put the answers in there as well. Again, any of this can be changed or edited later. The configuration, just some parameters. I do want students to be able to take the assessment multiple times. You don't have to set that. You can set a time limit, or no time limit, or have them, once they hit the time limit, it saves it and ends the assessment. Here you can, you'll see more once we get into it. We're going to be creating sections, and one section will be a series of multiple choice questions, and another section will be essay questions, things like that. So one section per page, or each individual question per page. I'm going to leave it one question per page. And then you can, at the end, display the score to the student and post it to the gradebook. So immediately after the student hits submit, the automatically graded items, it'll grade them. Now, short answer and essay, I'll show you a way where the teacher has to obviously go in there and grade those. It won't grade those for you. But it will automatically grade the multiple choice, matching, fill in the blank, things that it can grade automatically. And I'll save that. And the introduction. This is just an introductory piece of text that students will see right before they take the assessment. And I'll just do a kind of generic introduction there, and that'll be it. And I'll close that, and again, at any moment or at any time as I'm creating the test, you can go back and change any of these things. Schedule, configuration, or the introduction. So that'll about do it for this tutorial, and then we'll move on to creating sections.